Hello everyone, welcome to a brand new YouTube channel featuring all sorts of video gameplay. My name is Automater. This is the very first video of my channel. We are going to be playing Kerbal Space Program. I know some of you are going, no! But I like this game. I think it's a hoot. I like the fact that I can make an entire space program out of it. We're going to start a brand new. I have played it before. Currently they're in version 0.9 beta. But they said that, just so you're aware, Squad, these guys down here, the people who make the game, have said that the next release will officially end the beta. They will have achieved all of their goals for completing the initial game, and that they're still going forward, going to be doing a lot of stuff, a lot of content, a lot of updates, but that it's time for beta to end. And I'm kind of excited. The game's been in beta for quite a while. I've been playing it for over a year myself. So let's stop dawdling. Let's make us a game. We're going to do career mode because I can do the whole thing. It's great. Our flag. I'm going to do the NASA flag because that's just how I am. NASA's said, hey, we're going to play, and they even gave general specs and designs for the SLS equipment. Okay. Gene Kerman. Welcome to the Space Center. Nice to meet you. I'm Gene Kerman, Flight Director, and your guide for this quick introduction. This is the Space Center. From here, you can manage all aspects of the space program. Feel free to have a look around. Hold the right mouse button to move the camera or use the arrow keys. Right-click over the Space Center facilities to view more about them, and left-click when you're ready to head inside. If you need more information, check out the training session on the main menu. Well, I don't need to be trained. And to be perfectly honest, we're going to go ahead and we're going to jump right in. I know what we're going to do here. The first two missions are science gathering missions. Yep. Werner von Kerman. Hello, I'm Werner von Kerman, Chief Rocketry Engineer. This is the vehicle assembly building. Here is where we build spacecraft and later roll them out to the launch pad for flight. Pretty impressive, isn't it? On your left, you'll find components to construct your own spacecraft. Select the starting part, then attach others to it to build a ship. You can then have a look around with the right mouse button or arrow keys. That's really not as if it were rockets. Oh. Anyhow, if you need more in-depth explanation on how to build, have a look at the training section in the main menu. Except I don't need an in-depth. We're literally doing, and you'll see why in a minute, we're going to do science. So we're going to do up some science here, and we need, you see here, science, we need this piece. We're going to put that right there. And since this is a science mission, we want our science pilot in there and to the pad. Now, in previous versions, the launch pad and the facilities are all built. They're all maxed out. It's great to look at. They support things of any weight. In this version, you have to build and upgrade your facilities to cover that. And it's kind of a pain. Like right now, this is a giant sand pit with some concrete poured on top and black marks. Even though I haven't launched anything, black marks. It's, yeah, this is kind of, it's kind of like, why? Okay, first things first, we're going to do the crew report here. And now we're going to go on EVA. And we're going to let go. EVA report from the launch pad. Some science. We're going to grab back on. And hopefully, no, I can't do both. Going to get on board. And we're going to take another EVA report while flying. Technically, because I'm not on the ground, I'm technically flying because my Kerbal is not on the ground. He's actually holding on to the space capsule. And we're going to get back on board, and we're going to recover the vessel. We're not going to lose any money, because everything comes back, and we're going to do the same thing over at the runway. This will get us a little bit of science, and then we can go in, take the first two missions, and get started. Yep, see, 9 science. 9 science, money back. Look, I retrieved him. Okay. Now we're going to do the same thing here. I'm going to select, we're going to make that so it's facing upward. It doesn't really matter how high. And we're going to tag on the, there we go. Tag that on, we're going to put that on top. And this is another science mission. Bob unfortunately won't gain any more experience, but that's okay because we need his science abilities. He gets me more science when I need science. It's part of his ability being a science pilot. Now the runway here is literally dirt, gravel. It's like runway, what is it, runway 41 out at Edwards Air Force Base where the space shuttle landed at the start and where it landed in an emergency. But yeah, this is basically, it's a huge piece. It's dirt, rocks, gravel, sand. Not some place you'd actually want to land an actual aircraft of this kind of caliber. So, crew report on the runway. There we go. EVA. I'm going to have him let go. EVA report from the runway. There's a little bit more science. And he's going to grab back on. He's going to get back in. And we're going to recover the vessel and head back. I'm hoping to have just enough time here to be able to launch my first mission. Yep, we gained 3.9 more science. We have total science of 13. All my funds are back. Our next step is we're going to go here, and we are going to learn basic rocketry. The reason is so that I can successfully make a spacecraft. Mr. Igu here, this is a lovely science item, and this is the other reason why, stack decoupler. Because having everything land means potential exploding. If I can detach parts, it makes life a lot easier. Okay, yep, more stuff was unlocked, but we'll look at that at a later point. We're going to go to mission control here. We can take 2 missions. We're going to launch a vessel, and we're going to attempt a flight of over 5,000 meters. Okay, easy enough, right? Okay. Our next piece is our flight retrieval piece, otherwise known as parachute. Now for this mission, we're going to set this to symmetry mode of 3, which means when I put them on, it puts them on 3 evenly spaced places. I set this to angled because I don't like the circular one. And we don't want to cover the crew hatch because we have to be able to get our curb in and out. So like that. Symmetry mode off. Okay, next we go to structural, and we add our stack decoupler. Because the only pieces we need back are the parachute, the capsule with the curb, and the science modules. And we're going to do, let's see here, next up, fuel tanks. We're going to take this fuel tank. We only have to go up as high as 5,000 feet, but I like to go a bit higher than that. And we're going to add this fuel tank. And then we're going to go to the actual engines. We're going to add our LV T30 engine. There we go. We have a rocket. I'm not going to bother saving this rocket because it's just not worth time or effort. Oh, there we go. There's something I've been worrying about, is how to find how much my craft weighs. There's a mass limit on the pad of 18 tons. And right now, this rocket weighs 6.1 tons. So we have to do some successful stuff, and we will. So we're going to go out to the pad here. Now, something you need to remember about flight is that there are 2 things you need to turn on when in flight. One is the RCS. We don't have an RCS system. We don't have access to an RCS system. We have some RCS propellant, but we don't have an RCS system. The other is the flight stabilization. If this is not on, if it's not on before you launch, you cannot turn it on after launch if you don't have something attached. It's very hard to make things work with this. Okay, so we are cleared for launch. Our 2 missions: launch a new vessel, flight altitude 5,000 meters, Jebediah Kerman, because we need the pilot for this. Pressurized all the way, and we are going to ignite here in 3, 2, 1, ignition, and liftoff. And away we go. We're going to fly straight up to about 1,000 meters, and then we're going to start to tilt over so that when we dump our single stage rocket, we dump it over the ocean and not onto the pad. Alright, we've achieved that, and now we don't need to go tilt it far because we're flying at full power here. We're going to go over 5,000 meters here in just a minute. There we go. Mission complete. And mission complete. Launch and flight. And we are almost out of fuel. And we will detach. Now we're going to go to this view here. This is our orbital view. This gets better as the game progresses too. We're going to fly up to approximately, looks like about 28,000 meters, maybe a little less. Is going to be our flight. And I forgot to do something. Okay, we're going to observe Mystery Goo here. And we're going to gain some science. Normally I would EVA at this point, but I have to upgrade the astronaut complex, unfortunately. And we're going to have a look at this. If this is the same... We're going to reset that. We're going to go... I missed on 2 items. I should have run one of the Mystery Goos at launch, and the other Mystery Goo... Well, I could pick up the Mystery Goo in flight here on the next mission. But I missed the Mystery Goo at launch, so we'll launch 3 with 3. Normally after the first launch, you only launch with 2 of these containers for a while. But we're going to come streaking back in. I have absolutely no clue what that is down there because they've changed so much of it. And we are coming in for a landing here. We're not going to go through re-entry because we never left the atmosphere. That was on purpose. The flight was designed to simply get to a certain point and go. And now we're at this point here. We're going to launch the parachute. Our chute is deployed, and we're going to speed back up till about when it's going to pop open. I love the speed up part of this game. And it's going to open at about 500. I'm going to change the orientation of the spacecraft. The chute's open. I'm going to speed this up to landing. Otherwise, this takes forever. The whole mission elapsed times looks like it's going to be about 4 minutes, 40 seconds. Maybe a little less. 4 minutes, 40 seconds, yep. Okay. And now and I missed again. That's okay. All the stuff that I missed, I'll get on the next flight. But there we go. That's our first 3 flights for Kerbal Space Program. And we're going to see our results, and then that'll be it for us. Lots of science. And some parts and stuff. Got some money back. Jib gained an XP for that flight, which he should have. And that will be it, and I will catch you all next time. Have a good day.